And there is more trouble for the president. A judge today struck down his 6-month ban on deep-water drilling. More on that in a moment. On day 64, large amounts of oil are again headed toward the western side of the Mississippi and could soon threaten Louisiana's Barataria Bay. The Coast Guard says BP is now capturing more than 1 million gallons a day, but that's still only about half of what's leaking. And say goodbye to the Minerals Management Service. That agency that oversees offshore drilling just got a new name, the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management, Regulation and Enforcement, or BOE for short. Now to the court decision today that overturns the president's moratorium on deep-water drilling. In a harsh ruling, the judge shot down the government's claim that because one rig failed, the others are in immediate danger as well. The White House is appealing. Mark Strassman is in Port Fourchon, Louisiana tonight. Mark, the drilling companies say a moratorium would have sunk their business.
Absolutely sunk it, Katie, and I want to show you something. As mammoth as it is, this ship, for instance, is just a tiny part of Louisiana's $70 billion oil industry. That's 5 times greater than its fishing industry, but it's now fighting to stay in business.
At Port Fourchon, the Gulf's hub of oil suppliers, Todd Hornbeck showed us why he had taken on the Obama administration and sued to lift the ban on all deep-water oil drilling.
This is one of our vessels right here.
Hornbeck's company, its 83 ships and 1,300 employees, ferry everything from heavy equipment to groceries out to deep-water rigs.
This deep-water moratorium could shut this entire base down in Fourchon.
By far, this port is America's largest and most significant for oil drilling and production. And since this moratorium began, from ship to ship, the worry has been a wave of layoffs.
On each of the 33 idle rigs, 900 to 1,400 jobs are at risk. In Port Fourchon, 15,000 jobs are at stake, and at least 120,000 throughout the industry.
What's at stake in all this for you?
For me, everything.
Sherman Florence, this ship's chief engineer, says his wife Takia is also worried. She works at a Florida beach resort menaced by oil.
And now you're here worried about your job.
Yes, sir.
What are you going to do?
Pray and hope for the best.
Prayer answered. We were the only news organization aboard when Hornbeck's lawyer got a call.
All right.
They had won. A federal judge had lifted the moratorium. The White House will appeal.
Continuing to drill at these depths without knowing what happened does not make any sense.
But to Hornbeck,
it's the first step. You know, I think the judge made the right decision, and we're ready to get back to work.
Hornbeck's legal victory was emphatic. The federal judge said that the moratorium abused reason and common sense. And in this port, that decision, Katie, got a loud cheer.
All right, Mark Strassman in Port Fourchon, Louisiana. Thank you, Mark. Throughout the crisis, the focus, of course, has been on the oil that's floating on the surface of the water, but scientists warn there's a hidden danger below. Cheryl Atkinson is following that part of the story. Cheryl, the amount of